Okay, how about I will start. So because of the time, I didn't want to delay everyone. Maybe it's just your lunchtime. I really appreciate everyone here and to our kids roundtable discussion. And I see Ms. Singh and Mr. Lee. I have been talking to them through the virtual expo. Today, I'm really thankful to have our alumni here. We have Allison. Allison is our 2000 class 2020 graduate. And right now, Allison is studying architecture at Savannah College of Art and Design. It's in the States, and she's an amazing artist, amazing artist. And right now, because of the pandemic, she's home, but she's doing distance learning. So we welcome and thank you, Allison, to join us today. And yeah, and we also have um, should I reference Joseph Frank? And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have to count 5 kids, 5 kids in our at PCA. So we have Miriam, who just graduated, now studying in Western University, and also because of COVID, staying home. And we have Jacob in grade 11, with Abigail in grade 9, Josiah in grade 7. And Joey in grade 5. So he can cover from junior, middle, and senior school experience. So I love that emoji. Thank you so much. And they're a lovely family, and we're so blessed to have them. And then we have Lucian Ho, Mrs. Ho. Mrs. Ho also has 3 kids, and we have Kate. I forgot what grade is she in. Grade 6, okay, and we have Christiane, my girl's best friend. My girl's in grade 3 also, and yeah, and Eli in grade 1. Yes. So thank you so much. And what we're going to do in the coming hours, so we have actually, our kids have prepared a few questions for our alumni and our parents to answer, so that to give both of our guests more idea of, get parents' experience being at PCA, and as Allison as a student in PCA from JK to grade 12. So she's a lifer, so you can also ask her questions. So when I ask the question, Mr. Lee and Mrs. Singh, feel free to, if you have any other question, feel free to type it on the chat. Feel free to type it on the chat. So our Zoom master, Mr. Lee, actually, he's not showing his face, but thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for helping out to be our Zoom master. He will kind of keep all the questions. Hi, Shika. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I'm just doing an introduction. And so I was just saying, if you have a specific question, feel free to ask through typing out the question in the chat function, and we will compile all of them, and we will answer after we answer the general question about the school. So, okay, so thank you so much for joining, Shika. And I'm going to, let me introduce again. We have our Reverend Joseph Frank, our parents, current parents. He has 5 kids in our school, ranging from junior school to senior school. And we have Mrs. Ho, Lucian. She has, they have 3 children and at PCA. And we have our alumni, Allison Lam. She is a lifer. She studied from JK all the way to grade 12 at PCA. So she has all the experience at school. So right now, let me start with Allison. Let me unmute you. Yeah, so Allison, being an alumni, what did you appreciate most about PCA during your time here?
So I was thinking about this question, and I think what really got me was 2 things. They kind of blend in together. One is the approachability of the teachers. So since we kind of have small class sizes, the teacher to student ratio is not very big, and so you get a lot of focused attention towards like each student. And because you always see them around in the halls and they're just so friendly, you can just go up and talk to them and say hi and, tell them about your day. And I think that's something I really liked about PCA is that you can just approach your teacher and talk to them, and they're like, of course there's that level of respect, but there's also a bit of friendship in that way.
Mhm. Great, thank you. And how has your perspective on that changed now that you are not here anymore?
So it's I definitely hard because of me being online and not actually being able to interact with my professors. So there is a big difference in one, having like a large class size. My professor can't attend to all of us like individually, and also I don't really get to interact with them outside of Zoom calls. So I really do miss that, having a kind of mentor figure in both the academics and also just talking about life and whatever. Um, yeah, it's really different being on in an online school versus being in person. But there's definitely that difference of approachability in your professors and teachers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And we have another question is, what do you think it most differentiates PCA from other school, the best to your knowledge?
Um, so I think what I could really pin it down to is the Christ-centeredness of the school. I didn't have a lot of friends in high school that went to Christian schools because people tend to move into public schools in high school. So um, the fact that it's a Christian school that's really focused on its Christian aspects, such as having chapels every week, having Bible class, that for world religions, we not only talked about Christianity, but also talked about different worldviews of different religions, which I really appreciated. But um, at the same time, the teachers, they're all very Christ centered. And even when we're um, just in like physics class, for example, we would still maybe start the day off or start the class off in a prayer. And it's just really, um, it's a good environment to be in, to be surrounded by that Christian influence because, um, the world is a scary place. And so having that extra bit of support, even in your academic life, is really something that PCA does very well.
Awesome, awesome. So, if you can use three words to describe PCA, how would you describe?
I would say one of them definitely being Christ-centered, as I mentioned just now. The other one would be caring, because not only the teachers do they care about how your grades are and how they can support you, but even the students as well, like joining extracurriculars and stuff like that, you really get the sense of community in this school. And again, going back to the small class size, you're kind of with the same people almost the whole day. So you really get to know each other, you really get to bond with each other. Um, so I'd say caring. You have a good community behind your back. And the last word I would give is driven. Academically, we are a school that really prioritizes our academics, and so I think that's a good thing to have in a school with all the students kind of aiming towards the goal of getting not only getting good grades but also learning. um, I think the teachers kind of instill in us this love of learning, this drive to understand more and just to learn
Oh, yeah.
things in their physics class, and even outside of class, they would just
Oh, I think there's some technical difficulty there. That's the thing about Zoom,
getting
right?
out of it.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Or, oh, hmm. Okay. So maybe Allison, maybe you can try turn off your video. Would that help? Oh, okay, you're back. You're back. Okay. Can you hear? Oh,
Sorry about that.
that's okay.
I think I'm having some internet problems.
Yeah, that's okay. This is normal. That's what we have to deal with, right? That's okay. So yeah, so you said Christ Center, caring and driven. Oh, she's frozen again. That's okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, maybe try turning off the video for a little bit. Would it help? Yeah, it'll help. It might help the internet to be more smooth. Okay, so how about that? We will come back to you and let's ask Reverend Joseph for some question as the current parent. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So Pastor Joseph, why did you choose the school? Why did you choose PCA originally? And in which ways is the school what you expected? And is there any way that you think, oh, I didn't expect the PCA is like that?
Sure, sure. About, what was it, 3 years ago, we came with Manette, with that organization to host our monthly meeting. The PCA allowed us to use I believe it was one of your gym. And then the condition was you present the school to the group of pastors. So once I saw that and everything that was in the presentation, I brought that package home and we discussed it with together with the wife. You know how husbands don't take decisions by themselves. And then we decided to try out, especially for what was included in the package, in the sense of teaching the values. It was greatly summed up by Allison, Christ-centered. I loved it. And then we started so we expected most of everything that was packaged there. One of the things that we did not probably expect, but it was workable, it was the sports curriculum, right? That's a bit not lacking, but more diminished than what the public schools would have, the sports. Although now it has the basketball, the soccer, so it turned out great in the end.
Alternate frisbee. Yeah, middle school also have swimming team. We have
Yes.
Track and field, volleyball, badminton, basketball.
Yeah, but I think 4 years ago it was still in the progress.
Yeah. Now they're really like they won all these competition, and we're so proud of them. Like the basketball, the boy basketball team, the girl basketball team. Yeah,
so everything that was communicated in that presentation was delivered, and definitely
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So how about maybe I'll ask you all the other questions so that Mrs. Ho can answer also later. What is the biggest impact the school has had on your children?
I would say definitely from what I observed, faith, and especially in Miriam, it was even driven to a, completing a covenant in the water baptism. Yes, Faith Chapel. And there was Mr. I'm skipping his name, Phillips, the chaplain. Oh my God, right? The impact Mr. Phillips had, and it's a legacy that was passed down. Beautiful legacy, beautiful. So faith, obviously the seriousness, and I love that, not the superficiality, but the seriousness of the school. I have kids knocking on the door to come and asking for our children to go out and play about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and ours finish homework and other school assignments by 7, 8. So you could see the imbalance if you want a good curriculum, this is it.
Excellent, excellent. And what do your children have to say about the school? That I'm curious too.
I can share everything, but it's pro and con.
That's okay. We're very honest here.
I get thumbs up from some of them. Yeah, we are. The curriculum, the workload, which is great. Kids will understand and thank me later. For the workload is a workload. It is. That's what it means. A workload. It is a workload. It's not superficial. They sometimes, struggle with time management and organizing, but we go through the day, we go through the week, praise God. We go through the month, and we're in our 4th year now. So, praise the Lord. It's doable. Others love it. So there is, the biggest complaint would be probably the workload, which I as a parent love the most, because they're busy. Otherwise they will be busy with something else, right?
Yeah, well, they will want to be on the screen or play video games.
I rather have them read books or doing math than social media.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So okay. So again, 3 words to describe PCA. How would you describe PCA?
Learning values relational. Yeah, and I speak from a parent perspective. The relationship I have with the teachers, again, I will bring in Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips was the one, so I was on the hallway waiting to pick up, on the good old time when you could come in the school. And Joey was in Miss Montgomery's class. So we're staying on that hallway, the elementary section. And Mr. Phillips stepped up to me and said, "You're Mr. Frank?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, because I did not know who he is. I said, "I have Miriam, and you resemble, similarities. And I have your daughter in my class." I was like, wow. So the relational aspect with all the teachers. I'm not saying kids are perfect. Kids will relate very, dynamically opposed to the curriculum. And each teacher and professor will have to develop a special relationship with the parent, and they did that with us, with all 5.
That's awesome. That's so nice to hear. Thank you so much.
So, yeah, learning values relational.
Yeah, thank you. And last question for you. How would you describe the value of this? Well, you already actually kind of answer. And the value of the families in the school community. How about other parents? Are they nice?
Oh, absolutely. Their committees, there is the Friday morning prayer time. I used to attend that. Yes, I used to be able to attend that. Now I can't anymore. But I think it's Friday at 8 or no, at 9. At 9.
9:30 now, right?
On Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. So and then there is the each section, like the middle school, the senior school, the element, has their own parent committee. I had no trouble.
Great, thank you so much for your insight, Pastor Frank. I'm like, we love to see your children. They're so,
thank you.
They're so beautiful to look at, and also beautiful on the inside too. So it's great to see them.
But they're not perfect.
Only God is perfect. So that's okay. Yeah, thank you so much, and it's a beautiful testimony of how we see parents, family coming from different directions, different ways, but we're very glad that when they come here, they love the school, and we're very, very thankful for all the parent support. Thank you so much, Pastor Joseph. So, Mrs. Ho, your turn. So Mrs. Ho has grade 6, grade 3, and grade 1. So more on the junior middle school side. So if you can just Yeah, tell us from the beginning. Why did you choose PCA?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm, thankful, Pastor Joe. I'm like, I love what you're, I'm learning so much from just listening to you guys. Because you have kids that cross all the spectrums, and I'm just the first year into middle school, mom, right? Allison, thank you. Pastor Joe, like, it's lovely to hear what your experience is with high school. Anyway, sorry, Kat. So getting back, we came here in 2014. We used to live downtown, actually, at the financial district. And we had not really, I want to say, good Christian schools around the area. And so we came here on the recommendation of good friends that we went to church with. They're also a family at PCA. And also, so we moved to up here. Why did we choose it originally? So on the testimony of friends, and also, there were no good schools downtown, Christian schools. Sorry, was the question, what was it that expected?
Yeah, so yeah, what was it that you expected? Like before, okay, I know this about PCA, and then in what ways that things that you did not expect of PCA
Okay.
after you came?
So when I came, I think the biggest impact was like, whoa, the school is big. Whoa, there's so many hallways. Whoa, there's so many teachers and so many students. So I think it was just like magnitude was a big thing, like big impact. And I think what ways was it, that was a big surprise. And then, I think in terms of what we expected, we were, I guess, thankful for the Christian teaching. We come from a church where we do Awana and, Sunday school. And it was just lovely to see the continuation of, Bible memory verses that we do at school when we come to PCA. So that was a good aspect. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so, and oh, by the way, we have 630 students. So just for our guests, so we don't have like too big, but I have heard a lot of comments say that your school looks so much bigger than it looks. So when you look at us on the outside, it's really like, it used to be a warehouse. And then it took us 9 years ago, it took us a year to kind of transform this place so that we have right now hallways and rooms and different rooms, right? But before it's just one plain space, like just a warehouse space 9 years ago. So yeah, and what is the biggest impact the school has had on your children?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. And then actually I discussed it with my husband as well, and I think we both agree it's just the Christian modeling, the spiritual modeling. Mm-hmm. I feel like, I was talking to someone else and you're like, oh, the school has your kids most part of the awake hours, right? They come home, they're at school from 8:30 to 3:30. And then, after homework and at home, we only have a couple of hours with the kids before they go to sleep. Mm-hmm. Isn't it wonderful that even during that time, Christian modeling, right? You have Christian modeling. We love the values of Christian teaching, and how awesome is it that we have the privilege of sending them to be with people who love God as well, not just on Sundays, right? So that the kids can see that every aspect of the day, every aspect of the week, they see Christ, they see God, they learn about God and its creation and the people. So I think that's the biggest impact for our family.
Awesome. Very good answer. What does your child have to say about this school? They must tell you everything, the little one especially.
So my second kid was like, "You're not going to say my name, right?" If I answer the question, I can say my name, right? But anyway, Momo. Anyway.
I can imagine her saying that.
So anyway, but the thing she had to say was, she's like, I think the biggest thing she had to say was that the teachers are so kind. Yeah, and she's 6, and I didn't get the chance to interview my other kids, but I think they will all agree that it's just the teachers are very kind. I think still along the lines of what Allison is talking about, is they're so approachable. Mm-hmm. If they see that you're sad, they see that you're having a bad day, they're very accommodating. They love you as a person, not just you as a student number or anything. So yeah, kindness.
That's awesome. And 3 words to describe PCA.
Accountable to God. I say that all the time. I'm very thankful for the teachers at the school. I feel, because we've been at the school for 6 years now, every teacher that we've ever had is accountable to God, not to man. So therefore their calling is higher. Number 2, they're very nurturing, so kind, nurturing. And then number 3, I feel like the school is actually in of itself very ministry minded. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I get so much like great insights from you guys. Oh, thank you. That's great. And how would you describe the values of the school? Again, you already talked about it, and the values of the families in the school community.
So, you know, I attend the Friday prayer meetings, and I have the privilege of, you know, I've been listening to you now, Pastor Joseph and Allison, you know, I have the privilege of getting a glimpse into teachers in high school and kids in high school and parents in high school. And I feel like the values of the school and the parents that I have known, at least, is that, you know, the school motto, it really is the school motto, right? It talks about preparing the whole person to reach the whole world for Christ. And I feel like, wow, actually, that is what the school inspires to do. And I have seen it and heard it from the testimonies of parents who've had kids go through high school, you know, and that's what it is. And I don't want to take up too much time, but I have a really good anecdote. Anecdote. One of the parents came to a prayer meeting, and he is so, you know, he gets very emotional when he talks about this because it's touched him so deeply. He has a daughter that just graduated and now is in university. I guess this year is second year university. So last year she started in a university in a different city. And she said, because of the impact that PCA had on her life, she is now leading ministries on campus.
Wow.
Right? So what touched him and what makes him emotional every time is the fact that PCA is preparing future leaders to be placed into the world as salt and light. And that gives me goosebumps because my kids are young. And to see that the teachers in the school has had that impact on the students gives me goosebumps every time. And you see him, and every single time he talks about it, he gets emotional about it. So that's.
Oh, that's so awesome. I actually know, you know, a lot of the graduates, they have had make great impacts in university as well, and they, you know, they join their fellowship and they become the leader of the university fellowship, and then they do outreach, and all because of what they've learned from PCA, the apologetic, how to defend Christianity in a loving way, and that really really have a big impact on them. And also when they do like mission trips, they learn how to spread gospel to people who like have no idea who Jesus is all about. So it's really amazing, like looking at their transformation also from when they're young, you know, and then they high school. I don't know what happened in high school. They just grow up so fast in high school. All of a sudden, I've been here 6 years. I've seen students just they shine through, like I don't know what happened, but high school they grow so fast, and then they all of a sudden they're like, I'm ready. You know, looking at them, it's really like really amazing. And at the graduation ceremony, they would give us a survey, like we'll give them a survey so that we have a little bit to say when they come up and get the diploma, you know. And a lot of them, they give such touching testimony of what PCA has taught them, and the teachers, the love that they have given them, and make them feel so loved every day. So yeah, so those are all really like really special things about the school. I think like me as a parent too, I have a parent, I'm a mom of 2 kids, also grade 2 and grade 3, very young. But yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Ho. And those are really, really great insights from our Two wonderful parents. And Allison, how about we go back to you? We're very good at time. So yeah, Allison, can you come back? Are you still here? You're still here, yay.
I think I'm gonna keep my video off just so that we don't have any mishaps.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so we talk, so we haven't talked about, oh yeah, so we talked about the 3 words to describe PCA are caring, Christ-centered, and driven. And yeah, how about what would family find most surprising about this school?
So I think in terms of, so what Lucian said, I was actually kind of surprised that you said it was so big, because I think of my of the graduating class to be very small, and the class sizes are not usually above 30. I don't know if that's changed since I've left, but I think the class size and the graduating class is just, it's small, but it's good for community, and it's good for building relationships with each other instead of not even knowing a single name in another grade. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty surprising that how small our classes are. And there are pros and cons to that. The pros would be, you have a smaller staff to student ratio, as in you get more focused attention towards each student. A con would also be, I don't think there were a few courses offered because the class size was, there wasn't enough, what's the word? Interest in the course. So I think one of them was family education. I don't think that was offered because there wasn't enough interest, and there was maybe only 1 or 2 students interested in that. So that was a con, but I think you really have to weigh out the pros and cons, and I think the pros do weigh out in this situation.
Yeah, like from what I understand, there will be a survey come out at the end of the previous year, right, to see to gauge the interest of specific courses, right, Allison?
Yeah.
And so then if they have enough interest, then it will be definitely be offered. But if it is like just maybe one, what's the smallest class you have ever had, Allison?
I personally wasn't in this course, but I know environmental science had, I think 4 people.
Okay, so they do start a class with just 4 people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very. You have to
funny,
unmute. I have to unmute you. Ask to unmute. Oh, Pastor Joe, do you have something to say? No? Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, so the class size tend to reduce as the grade goes higher. So our junior school, so from JK to grade 5, each class maximum we have 25 students. We could have 25 students per class, and each grade we have 2 classes. So from JK to grade 5, every year we expect to have full classes. So each class would have, so JK, SK, 20 students per class, 2 classes per grade. And then from grade 1 to grade 1 all the way to grade 12, each class supposed to have 25 maximum. Junior school, we often have full sizes class, so 25 per class. And then when you go up to grade 9 and up, so middle school, which is grade 6 to grade 8, also we have it's quite full, so 25 per class. And then when you get to grade 9, the classes get smaller. And a lot of the time is because grade 8, a lot of families, they might consider go to a specialized school, like for example, for technology, for art, for music, performance arts, or they wanted to go to special like technical program or IB program, which we're not IB school. We do provide AP courses, but we're not IB school. So for families that wanted to go to maybe go to like Europe, or if they want to go to other countries for university, they might have to consider going into IB school, which we're not. So so it tends to like grade 9, starting on grade 9, the classes will be a little smaller, just as Allison described. But so last year graduate class, we have 26, and also 2 classes. So each class would have 13. Okay, so Allison, what is one thing that you would change about the school for the better? If you
I think it would be the facilities, and I know you guys are still working on that, but you know, we still have the cave, which is like this big open space that hasn't been furnished yet, and I think they're planning on making a gym out of it. I saw the plans for the gym in my last year, and I was so sad because I was graduating this year, and I was like, wait, I wish I could stay back a couple more years to experience this gym. But yeah, we also have like issues with the roof sometimes when it like snows and rains too hard. So I know that's in the process of getting finished, but yeah, that's something I would change for the better for the school.
Yeah, so just so you know, we actually have changed the roof already. Yay, praise God. So no more, yeah, the whole roof. So yeah, it was done in this past summer. So now, yeah, sorry, you're gone. But you know what? As an alumni, you can actually use our facility. You have an alumni benefit, just so you know. You can come back for the gym. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yes, you know, as I said 9 years ago, the whole place is like the gym. Like it's empty. It's raw. It's yeah, and it took us it took actually parents even come in to help out to help out to furnish this place in order to open 9 years ago. So it was another story of community helping each other out. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, definitely we can definitely improve on the facility of the school. Okay, and last question, what advice would you give to students just entering the school, Allison?
I would say join extracurriculars. It is something that really enhanced my high school and even middle school experience. Like I was in student council for middle school. I was in a bunch of sports teams in high school, and you definitely have an easier time getting to know people and bonding with people in this very comfortable not situation, just environment, I guess. Especially with playing sports, you have that team aspect, you have like a common goal to strive towards, and you really get to know people through extracurriculars. It's a lot of fun. And it's honestly not too difficult to get into, because if you see the amount of people trying out versus how many people they accept on the team, it's not too big a difference. So there's a good chance you're gonna make the team. So I would say definitely join extracurriculars. They even provide opportunities. If you don't make the team, you can still come to practice and just be involved in that way, which is really nice of them. So I would say join extracurriculars for sure.
Awesome. So can you tell us what you have joined before? I know you've joined many. So give us some example. What have you joined?
Okay, so for sports, there's ultimate frisbee, volleyball was my favorite, softball. In terms of non-sports things, we have art and design club. We have DECA, which started up again this past year. Let's see. We had HOSA. I did not join HOSA because I'm not a really science-y student, but yeah, that's involved with the medical field. What else have I joined?
Were you in student council for senior school?
No, I wasn't. Yeah. But I would say if you're a leadership, you feel like you're in a leadership personality, I would say definitely join student council. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. You were in badminton too, Allison?
Yes, badminton as well.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I'm blanking out in what else I've
And
done.
you were in worship team?
Oh yes, worship team. A lot of fun. You get to, even when your musical talent isn't the best, I wouldn't say I have the best musical talent, but it was really fun to sing and just worship God in, and you have like a kind of smaller family because you have a worship team that you always play with. Um, yeah.
Mhm. You're also in drama. I think I know
Oh,
more
how
than
could I
you.
forget? Drama is
Yeah.
so fun. I actually had my friend post about it recently, and she had drawn out some scenes that we had for drama. Oh,
Wow.
it is so fun. For new entering students, if they have that dramatic sense to them, and they're not afraid of taking the stage, drama is so fun for sure.
And we enjoy watching it so much. Each year we, before COVID, each year we have a senior school drama, which is amazing, amazing. The script is written by our drama teacher and also our middle school chaplain. So it's amazing, and it has like all the elements that it's, and also usually there's a very special message behind it, and it's not always just funny. It is funny, but it's also so much meaning, deeper meaning behind it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed them so much, and you guys did such a great job, and I
Thank
truly
you.
truly enjoy it. And with like limited budget, you guys did amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miriam
Actually,
is also in it. I remember.
yeah, I was just about to say.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you so much. That I learned so much to just to listen to our just two of our parents. Imagine if I interview more parents, I would have more great insights about what do parents think about school, what do like alumni think about the school. And thank you so much. And now for Mr. Lee, Miss Chan, and Miss Singh, do you have any specific questions? We actually have 15 minutes. Do you have like specific question that you want to ask? Okay, so we have one. What aspects of student intellectual development do you think PCA can do better at? Ooh, that's a good question. Great question. Um, is there any takers on this question?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. What aspects of student intellectual development do you think PCA can do better at?
Definitely the Bible topic, right? No other school coming from the perspective of public schools will teach Bible. Of course, the other topics in this or subjects in the sense of calculus function. I think this question is best answered by the rate of senior graduates accepted in their choice of university in the top. And there is a statistic representing how many applied to their desired choice of school and how many got in, based on the preparation in the sense of English, math, science, stuff like that. So do you have that statistics?
I know that for the past 2 years at least, actually 100% of our graduates have entered the school of their choice. And also this year particularly, all 26 of our students has awarded the Ontario Scholar. I don't know what you call that, but Ontario Scholar is when a high school student, a grade 12 student, they get all of their 6 courses that they submit, the 6 credits, they all get 80% or higher, then they would be granted to be the Ontario Scholar. So actually this year all the graduates have 80% and above on all their 6 highest courses. So then they're actually all granted to be Ontario Scholars. So that is something that for me, like in 5 years, this year is the only year that we have everyone. Usually it's more than half of our students are Ontario Scholars, but this year everyone is Ontario Scholar, which is amazing. And also this university that they enter also like Queen's, Waterloo, Western, University of Toronto, York, Guelph, Ryerson, they all have like really like Western, really good program as well. A lot of them, actually, I think 3 of them got into medical science in Western, and a lot of them also go into business and architecture. So really like all sorts of different programs, but they are, I think all in all, the school has prepared them well to get into the university that they need. Yes, Mrs. Ho.
Sorry. Hi, Mr. Lee. Hi. I feel like, this is just from my experience, and I kind of helicopter my children a little bit. I feel like actually with, so my kids are grade 6, 3, and 1. I feel like consistently, at least from what I've seen, because from what I've seen with the grade, my oldest kid, because she's gone through the most classes, right? I feel like actually the material is 1 grade level above. I feel like, because sometimes she asks me to like help her with testing her whatever pre-test or something, and when I go to internet to pull questions for her or whatever, just to kind of review with her, consistently, even when you go through those Costco Canadian curriculum books, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like those, I feel like actually it's 1 grade level above. And, and I feel like actually, for the school, we tout the whole Christian value, we tout the whole like Christian teaching and things like that. But, actually we should be, very proud of actually the academic standard. It's actually something that we under talk about, but actually it's quite high. I have, my nieces go to public school, and my sister's like, whoa, my kids just don't have homework. I mean, and not like I'm saying the equivalent of homework means you're smarter or anything. It's just that the level of in-depth work that the teacher takes you, I can just see it. My sister can see it when I talk to her about what we do, and she goes to public school. So there's that kind of distinction, I guess, I mean, like, it's a really good question. I guess my answer to that is I don't know, but from what I've seen, I feel like the grade standard is actually at least a 1 above. Definitely from math and language, for sure.
That's very helpful to know. Thank you for the informative answers. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we have another question from Ms. Singh. So the question is, we appreciate the Christian values, but would like to know how many of the kids are non-Christians in your child's class? So maybe Allison, maybe you can also let us know in your class, would you know if you know that they are believer or non-believer from the years that you're here at PCA?
Yeah, that's a tough question to answer because, teachers don't go around saying, are you Christian or not? You better believe. So I really can't tell you an exact number. Maybe 10 to 15% of the class. It's not too big of a popularity, but you could argue people who are, I don't know, people who are maybe kind of on the fence about their beliefs or not. Like, it's a really tough question to answer. But yeah, to give you kind of a number, I'd say maybe 10 to 15% of the class is non-Christian.
Okay, thank you so much, Allison. how about Pastor Joe or Mrs. Ho, from talking to other parents, would you have known?
I want to say, I mean, you know, pre-COVID, you know, or when my kids were a little bit younger, we used to have, you know, birthday parties, right? Like, you know, JK, SK, grade 1, you know, when the kids are small, you have some of the kids and the parents over. Like for us, it was more of just trying to get to know new parents, you know. And I want to say, I could think Allison's pretty close. I think I want to go with 10-15% are non-Christians, right? Like definitely not zero, definitely not zero. So, you know, I think people who are non-Christians still appreciate the values, Christian values, right? So I want to say definitely not zero. I want to say it's probably closer to that 10-15% are non-Christians. Yeah.
How about in the high school?
That's families. I'm sorry, that's parents' collection.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lucian. Yeah, the idea was we do understand most of the Christian values are human values, right? So we really appreciate those very much, but we are not Christians. And then, you know, just want to understand from your perspective as a parent, like if a non-Christian child enters the school, I hear all the good things about Christianity and the things that you do, going to the chapel and doing the Bible study. Like, I want my child to understand those values, but at the same time, I'm not sure how he would feel in an environment which he's not used to, right? So that's what I was trying to get at, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Oh, I'm sorry. May I answer? Yeah. Yeah,
sure.
no, I totally get that, Mrs. Singh, actually, because, yeah, I feel like actually it's not a, you know, I believe when you register for the school, there is a what do you call it? A something you sign. It was called the, Catherine, you know what I'm talking about? The, what is it called?
Code of conduct or something like that?
Yes, code of conduct.
Okay.
So I feel like actually, no, it is definitely a very nurturing and kind environment. Like it doesn't feel like, oh, you know, you have to do this, otherwise you're not allowed or you're not welcome. No, definitely not. I feel like it's a very nurturing environment where, you know, like, I don't know, I get goosebumps thinking about it because my son just is like doing science now with school, right? And actually, you know, there's a joy in learning the things, but I feel like there's not like a like cram it down your throat type of theme, you know? It exists. This is what we believe. This is what thing in Bible, in chapel, you know, in the way that they describe certain things. You know, I think your son would feel very, very welcome there and very natural. Like it's not like, it doesn't feel foreign. It feels very welcoming. I don't know. I mean, what about, you know, you Dr. Joe, like even you, Kat, like as a parent, right?
Actually, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Allison. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to pipe in here. I had a friend in middle school. I believe his name was Akash Vijayakumar. I totally just butchered that. But yeah, he wasn't Christian. He told me he didn't believe in that. But he was also kind of figuring himself out. And he was one of my best friends. He was such a joy to be around. He was so funny. And he actually asked a lot of questions about Christianity, and he was really like insightful in what he thought about it, and it really added to my own personal learning about like other different worldviews. And I think we both had really fruitful conversations about each other's religions. And so honestly, I think I hope he felt really welcome. He was like a really good friend of mine, and it wasn't this huge barrier of different religions between us. It was nothing like that. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Alison. That's helpful because that's my only reluctance. My son should not feel, he would be joining high school and he should not feel out of place. Oh, mom, you know, I'm not comfortable here. So it's good to know that, as Losian said, he would be welcomed, and there's a very warm and nurturing environment that the school offers.
Definitely.
So, do you have anything to say, Joe, on that?
I do. And I said it in my 3 words: learning values relational. Now, I emphasize when I mentioned the relational between the aspect of parent-teacher, parent-professor.
Right.
Let me come back to that. The relational between, let me say, the impact on faith of PCA was great on my daughter. But my son, Jacob, he loves basketball and he plays a lot. He's not as interested in the Bible curriculum. Let's just say he's aggressively passive towards the Bible. I don't know if you catch what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the kids
Yeah.
are different,
So
right?
he's interested in sports and other activities, extracurricular, and his friends are from PCA. Well integrated, relational, playing basketball with colleagues friends from PCA. No, I believe that PCA does not force, from what I saw, especially in Jacob. In fact, here is a Christian parent speaking. I wish they force him to become Christian, but you know what I'm saying? No. In fact, Jacob treats the school totally as a regular school, and made it clear to me he's not interested on the Bible curriculum. So he's definitely a prayer request for me, but has friends. He's studying with them and playing basketball or other sports with colleagues from PCA.
Yeah, that's good to know. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Those are really good questions, and Mr. Lee unfortunately have to leave early, but yeah. So Shipra, do you have other questions?
Just a quick one regarding the workload. Joe, you did mention there is some amount of workload, and we are looking at high school now. My son would be joining grade 9. And Lucy, and you mentioned too, you had some friends and some conversation with parents of high school. So I'm just wondering, what kind of workload are we looking at? Would kids have time? Alison mentioned about extracurricular activities. Would they actually have time to devote towards the activities? Are the activities after school or during the school? I mean, how does the balance between home and school and the workload, how do you see that as a parent?
They will definitely learn time management. The philosophy of elementary school was that the weekends should be free. At least the weekends should be free. That was the philosophy. Now, there might be exceptions to the rule. It is definitely a parent's choice. I would love to see them with books than with electronics. So I am fulfilled when it comes to that. I hope you understand what I'm saying in between the lines. The child is prone to go to do fun things, and he can still do it with time management. And I want Alison to let us know how she did it, if you don't mind, Alison.
Yeah, I would say it is tough. There's a bit of work, and I think that work was something that helped me learn time management, as you mentioned, Joe. It's a bit of work, but I think if you kind of band together with a few of your classmates, you could get work done really fast. And I think that's what helped me get through the amount of homework we had, and that gave me a lot of time to do sports and different clubs, even during lunchtime and whatnot. So I'm not sure I can answer this as well as parents could. I'm not sure.
I think you did.
Yeah, you did it well. Yeah.
Sorry, Mrs. Singh. I feel out of place being able to answer that. I know for the younger kids in junior school, for definitely the junior school, I think the teacher gives you time at school to do work, and then whatever you can't finish at school, you bring home as homework. And then there's tests and things like that. And then sometimes it's also teacher dependent how much homework you get. but that's for junior school. So I'm not really familiar with like grade 9, for example.
Right. Mhm. So no, Joe, you have kids in grade 11. I believe your son is in grade 11, your daughter's son in grade 11.
Yes, son, yeah.
So like how many hours after school does he put in towards this homework or study? Is it like 3-4 hours a day or
No,
how
no.
much typically?
Jacob tries to. I see him probably the most 2 hours. Jacob.
Okay, that's
He
not bad. That's reasonable.
no.
That is expected at that level.
He can do better than that. Now, for example, this online thing, because he's doing a full online. Actually, he's in school. He's at the building right now. He's at PCA because there is an exam day today, and
Mhm.
it's different when you're at home. They do study at different hours now with the online. But when it was conventional, I could see him doing the most 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
helpful. That gives me an idea what kind of workload we are looking at because
Now,
Lucia said they are about a year ahead, which I understand that the program is enriched, looks like the academic program is enriched, right?
Yes.
yes, yeah. Now, Jacob is not the study type. I have Miriam, who was well devoted until late in the evening when she was in school, or Abigail, she's definitely a perfectionist. Do you understand what I'm saying? The personality of the child
Yes.
plays a huge aspect, where I just want to cruise through and do the assignment as quick as possible so I can play more basketball, versus I am not rushing because I want to grasp the concept.
Right, right. No, that's understandable. Yeah, I get it. So the range would be 2 to 4 hours, somewhere there.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's the range. I see. No, that's helpful. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, so that brings to, okay, we're not too bad in time. So it's 1:04. I think we're going to wrap up our meeting. But I'm like so thankful for Pastor Joe, for Mrs. Ho, and for Allison to share so much insight about PCA, the good and the not so good and the better, the best. I really appreciate all of your honest opinion, and Shipra, I'm so thankful for you to be here to ask all those good questions, and if you want to ask more questions, feel free. You can give me a call, you can email me, and you can even set up a one-on-one meeting with me through our kids portal. You can also do that. But I'm truly thankful for all your presence, and thank you for Mr. Lee for helping me to, to do the timing and all that. So Shipra, if you don't mind to kind of give me an email address through the private chat. You can private chat to me, and so that I can you can leave me with your contact information so that I can contact you further. That would be also great.
Okay, perfect. So do I have to go through the website, the OurKids website to give you the email, or?
No, all you need to do is you see the chat at the bottom. If you use your mouse to scroll down, you will see the chat. Do you see this chat function?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you click on the chat, and then you would be able to send
everyone.
send me
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Okay,
can just
perfect.
send
I'll just type in my email address to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather, and I miss you guys.